Hi everyone. In this short video, I'm going to introduce my analysis site along Johnston Creek, located between Glebe and Allendale. My focus is on a small 800-meter section of the lower creek where the terrain, property boundaries, and the public access change very quickly. In the next few minutes, I will show how the creek acts not only as a natural edge, but also a property edge that shapes the urban form and separates the two sides. Historically, this creek has changed from private land to public land over several decades. Restoration projects improve parts of the waterway, adding walking paths and create wetlands, but this improvement was uneven. So some edges became highly accessible, while others remained blocked by private lots or step level difference. This history helps explain why the two sides of the creek still look and function so differently today. So in my analysis, I focus on one main question. How does the creek as both a natural and property edge shape uneven urban form and separate the two sides? I will separate my side in three zones, using different color to describe the specific condition in each part. One of the strongest factors is the change in ground level. In the yellow zone, the level differences is the largest. The east side raised sharply, and part of the creek even goes underground. So what you see there is mainly open green space with paths. But the west side becomes flatter and connects directly to Wigram Road, so it turns into low-density residential streets. As the terrain lowers downstream into the pink and blue zones, the east side becomes steep again and much harder to access. Designers didn't reduce the height differences, so the creek edge feels like a barrier. Another key factor is property ownership. Even in the yellow zone, both sides are mostly residential, but the commercial buildings right next to the creek create private edge. For example, the yoga factory on the west side blocks direct access. You have to go around the road to see the creek again. On the east side, the self-storage building uses the creek edge as parking and a warehouse space, so people can not walk through either. In the pink and blue zones, the west side opens up with pathways, houses, and a small park. But even here, fences separate everything. There's an anti-club fence between the creek and the path, and a privacy fence between the path and the houses. These double layers of the barriers make the creek feel more like a separator than a shared public space. When I walked through the site, the contrast was very clear. Blank walls, steep edge, and the private lots make parts of the creek feel close and disconnected. But the playground area is in the blue zone shows an opposite example. The small bridge steps and the open design help people see and cross the creek more easily. Here, even though the fence is still there, the vegetation softens it and the space feels more welcoming. So, in this short study, I learned that this small creek plays a very strong role in shaping the urban form. It is a natural edge because of the terrain and water, but also a property edge because of the ownership, fences, and land use. Together, these conditions produce uneven accessibility, different building types, and a strong sense of separation between the two sides. It also raises another important planning question. Should everyone have equal access to the water age? Unfortunately, right now, most of the site does not offer meaningful public experience, which shows how nature age can also become social and spatial boundaries.